What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared?
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
Hello! Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ding, ding-a-ling, ting. We're living lovely weather, birthday, right together with you.
Hello.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Oh, God, we're not even drunk.
This is episode 19. Cheers. We've got our holiday mugs. We've got our fireplace on.
Yep.
We're wearing Santa hats, and I got a little elf hat on.
This is how we do Christmas time in LA. We are in Santa hats, but I'm also in a tank top.
Yes, correct.
We are sitting by the fire, but it's on
the
TV. We are drinking out of mugs, but they're filled with wine.
They do have snowflakes on them.
They do have snowflakes.
There is a storm outside. It is not snow.
Oh, that's one.
It is only rain.
It's raining. Yeah.
And we have a little Christmas tree lit.
Yeah.
And candles lit. It's very cozy.
It's really cozy.
So cozy.
I love it.
Welcome to our holiday episode.
Welcome.
What do we have to share?
Do we have any new reviews?
Yeah.
Are you going to speak them in a very monotone voice?
Never. First, I'm going to tell you some stories, and then we'll sing some songs.
Oh my God, what are
to
the
get
stories?
us back in the spirit. I want to tell you what I do.
Oh my God, let's hear it. I can't wait. Kim fucking, okay, she
pulled
got
a
me back.
Ketrin.
Yeah, she pulled a Ketrin because I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear about your date. And she was like, on the podcast, bitch. So I'm hearing it for the first time along with you guys.
I probably actually am not even going to tell you that much. I just want to tell you specifically, Ketrin, that I'm in trouble.
I love when Kim is in trouble.
God.
Oh, God. But it also means that I'm in trouble because I want to meet him right now.
I'm in trouble means that it's a good thing.
Are we going to have best friend boyfriends?
I don't know. One thing I will say about him is that a thing about me and a thing that I'm interested in a man and a partner in life is someone that's into like spirituality and personal growth and things like that.
Yes.
But also is fucking fun.
Yes.
And
Got
like
it.
easygoing.
And that does not always go hand in hand.
I would say it usually doesn't.
Yeah.
And I have dated a lot of people in the Los Angeles area and other countries, just really all over.
Yeah.
But usually it's like I find someone that's like super one way or the other, especially I feel like men tend to do this more than women too. It's like if a dude gets into like spirituality and stuff, then he's like way down there.
Yes.
Like he's fucking dressing like he goes to Burning Man every fucking day and like is so Zen master that eventually that's boring to me.
Yeah, you want to be able to like laugh and be stupid.
Exactly. And then I date the opposite where it's like someone's hilarious, like so much fucking fun.
But they're not doing any work.
But
on themselves.
yeah, eventually that gets boring to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, if we can't talk about anything real or we're not inspired to like be better people, like I want someone who like inspires me to be a better person and I want to do the same for them. You know what I mean? But like have a good time the entire fucking way.
I love
So
that.
like he kind of seems like that type of person, which
That's
is exciting.
exciting.
So, you know.
I really, really like that. Was this a first?
It was a first date.
But this was one that you'd been talking to for a minute.
Just because he was out of town for a while.
Yeah.
So it's like we started talking before he went out of town and then went out after he got back.
Got it. I'm just making sure I have the right backstory in my head. Got it. That's very exciting.
We'll see.
Because I'll be honest, like when you tell me about someone that you like are into but you haven't met them yet, like you guys are talking. And I think you're really great at that because I think that I didn't do a ton of online dating.
Yeah.
But when I did, I was very much like, let's just meet. Like we get very impatient by like talking to someone either online or on the phone without seeing them in person. And I think that's mainly because I'm kind of uncomfortable talking on the phone.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like to get to the date faster than not. You can basically tell if you're like hitting it off with someone, like even through text message, and then you're like, okay, let's meet. Because I've also done the opposite where you talk for too long and then you meet in person and there's nothing there.
Nothing there. Yeah.
So like that is like, I'm so over that. Like I'm just like, no, we need to just like, let's just meet in person. Like I don't even like to ask that many, like I don't want to know that much about someone. Like I don't ask all the facts. Yeah. Like I'm not like, what do you do? What do you do? Because I'm like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have one other thing that I've been saving.
Oh my God, what? What?
I shouldn't announce them on my episodes because I always tell such longer stories for my movies. This is going to be 3.5 hours. I am going to Bali next year.
Shut up! That is so exciting. Who are you going with?
Like a retreat. With like a mindset manifestation coach.
Dude, that's so fucking awesome.
I know. I was going to buy her course and then like, I don't know, something just kept telling me there was like a deadline to buy her course. And then like if you buy the trip to Bali, it includes like all of her courses, like everything she does. And then it's like a course. So it's like going to be like 12 women basically and her all going to Bali and you like stay in this big villa. And so I made this rule for myself. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, but like for 5 years ago, I was like, I have to leave the country once a year.
Oh, yeah. I think we talked about it very early on, but yes.
So, yeah, because I used to be like, nah, I don't have enough money to travel, blah. And I was like, fuck that. I'm leaving the country once a year no matter what, making it happen. So I was just like, gotta leave the country anyway. So
I fucking love it.
Why not fucking go to Bali and go on a retreat and fucking be all zen and learn how to
I love it.
Manifest all my dreams.
When are you going?
March.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yay. Well,
so,
let's do
on
these.
On that note, let's
I forgot
celebrate.
that you do fucking talk for fucking ever in your episodes. So let's wrap it up, Burns. I'm just kidding.
On that note, let's celebrate.
Yeah, who do we got?
First, we'll start with M127R.
M127. Is that a robot? M127R.
M.
Okay.
M as in
I got it.
As in
Eminem.
Michelle. Yes.
As in Michelle. Yeah. Okay. What do you got, Burns? Let's do it.
I'm trying to think of a Christmas song.
Little Drummer Boy.
Go. You start.
M127RR. M127RR.
Thank you for your review, M127R. 127R.
But
the end.
Oh my God.
This is
perfect.
One Breaker One. One breaker one.
Breaker one.
We wish you a breaker Christmas. We wish you a breaker Christmas. We wish you a breaker Christmas and a one breaker 1 year. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for your reviews.
Thank you.
If you review us on iTunes,
then you get a song.
There's more where that's coming from.
What if we turned all of our songs into ringtones and sold them? And we became ringtone moguls based on your iTunes reviews.
And the zeros of people that would want that on their phone.
It would just be you and I buying each other's ringtones. I love it. Perfect. Did you watch a Christmas movie?
I watched a fucking Christmas movie.
Is it also a horror movie?
It is. Do you want to know what it is?
Yes.
It is Krampus.
Yes. Kim told me that I watched this. And I said, bitch, I didn't watch this.
It's weird because I watched it at Ketrin's cousin's house.
I wasn't
where
there.
We spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with her family.
But I wasn't there.
Watched it with her cousin. Also, like, the girl cousin is the house who's at. And then, like, her brother, the boy cousin, was the one I recall watching it with. And then Lonnie at Thanksgiving was like, our friend who also spends like holidays with us was like, yeah, no, we watched the Krampus together like on the couch on Christmas one night. And I was like, why the fuck was Ketra not there? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I think it was when my parents were in town. So we stayed in a hotel down the street.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think that's got to be what it was.
Because I'm like, it was like with your cousin even from like who was like, in town from Massachusetts.
Yeah. Yeah,
I wasn't sure if that was the right state.
No, I was down the street in a hotel, asleep. It was great.
Well, so anyway, I had seen this before, but apparently Ketrin had not.
Isn't my boyfriend Adam Scott in this?
Oh, yeah, he is.
I love him.
Oh, yeah.
I love him so
much.
Do you remember when I tried to hit on him in that bar and he was not having it?
Was it at the Cha-Cha Lounge?
Yeah.
I have a vague memory now that you're saying it.
Oh, God, you guys. He was so not having it. I mean, I found out later he was married. Lounge? But, like, he was just so not into it. Anyway, go ahead.
I slightly recall now that you're saying it. Do you know who else is in it?
No, that's the only person I know that's in it.
Okay. Well, we'll start with characters then.
Okay.
Dead or alive. The dad, Adam Scott.
Alive. I'm manifesting his aliveness.
And the mom, so your boyfriend's in it, but our girlfriend is also in it.
Who?
Motherfucking Toni Collette.
Shut up!
Love her so much.
Oh my God.
Love her with all of my being.
I think she's dead though.
One of my favorite actresses in the universe.
Yeah. She's great.
Fucking love her so much. Do you know someone from my old acting class
said that you remind them of?
Out of the blue. And was like, I'm watching something with Toni Collette, and she reminds me of you as an actress.
You remind me of Toni Collette.
Really?
Yep.
That's like one of the biggest compliments in the world because she's the bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. Their son, who's like 10. No, you know what? He's 12.
Okay. 12 to 35. Got it. Alive.
It's like, what are ages? What are kids' ages?
What are our ages?
12 seems old for like what he looks more 12 to me, but for like what he's talking about within the movie, 12 seems old.
What about 11?
Okay, maybe 11. Okay. Still seems old though.
Okay.
Their daughter, who's more like 15, 16.
Okay. Alive.
Okay, grandma.
Dead.
Uncle Howard, who's played by David Koechner, who is like one of the main guys in Anchorman. I think he's the one who wears the cowboy hat in Anchorman. Yes. And he's also like on The Office as like...
He is dead as a doornail.
Toni Collette's sister, whose name is Allison, who I call Sister Allison forever. And she's... No. Her character's name is not Allison. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
She's played by Allison Tolman.
Got it.
Who I fucking love. Also, one of my favorite actresses. She's in the first season of Fargo.
I'd probably recognize her, but I didn't.
She's the lead woman in the first spring. Like she plays like one of the police. She's like a police officer.
Okay, yeah,
in the first season of Fargo, the TV show, and she like won. I think she won a bunch of awards for it. She's so fucking good.
I think she's dead.
So anyway, she's Sister Allison. Howie Jr. is their son.
Is their son so like the cousin to?
Yeah,
got it. Dead.
They have some other daughters that I say are just twins. I just refer to them as twins for the rest of time.
Dead.
I'm not sure that they're twins. They don't look like they're not identical.
Got it.
If they are
fraternal, possibly.
But they seem to be
close,
pretty buddy. But you know what? I have fucking twin nieces and they don't look anything like.
Yeah, exactly.
Aunt Dorothy, who's like Toni Collette and Sister Allison's aunt.
Oh, dead. And
the Krampus.
Ooh. I mean, the Krampus lives in our hearts. Yeah. Let's hear it.
This is the Krampus. I'd like to say one quick thing about it. It has the same director as one of our other movies that I have already had the pleasure of watching.
What?
Trick or Motherfucking Treat.
Shut up!
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm going to love this.
Michael Dougherty, I think. Dougherty?
Dougherty? Dough?
Yeah.
Dougherty.
Yeah. Same director.
Love it. Mm-hmm. Let's hear it.
Okay. So they actually did like, you know, the opening where it's like Universal or whatever, like the making of the company. And it's like, they did like 2 of those and they were all like icy and cold. Like it's like winter. So we start on a Black Friday montage. So the only sound that's playing is just like, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. But then it's fucking all we're seeing on screen is just people running into stores, tackling each other, fighting over things, kids sitting on Santa's lap and crying, Santa being mad, like everyone's like miserable and stressed, and it's just like, where you go?
Love it.
Then there's like inside the store, it's like one of those like big massive stores, or maybe part of a mall or something,
like a department store.
There's like a play going on, like a nativity scene play kind of.
Okay.
It's like kind of like just curtained off, and there's a fight going on stage between Rudolph and someone else, and we see
why the fuck is Rudolph in the nativity?
I don't know. So Toni Collette I call TC for the rest of time, which is funny because we grew up with someone named TC, and so it always makes me think of him. But TC and Adam Scott are like slow motion running up to the front. Again, it's just still music playing. We're just like watching all of this happen. And then like they're clearly like grabbing their son, who's Rudolph, and like pulling them apart, and someone else is grabbing them, like the other guy. And then we cut to like a TV in a kitchen, and a black and white movie. I just wrote the Three Spirits movie. Again, lots going on. Taking notes very quickly.
Christmas
Carol.
Got it.
It's a Christmas Carol.
Okay.
And it kind of like slowly zooms out to the kitchen, where it's just like food everywhere of Christmas food and baking. We see an older woman now. She's baking cookies. And then that family comes in all loud. And like, they're like, you know, Adam Scott and TC are like, you're going to have to apologize to Rudolph's son. And teen daughter is now there. And Rudolph is like, I was fighting a bully. Like, he was like telling the little kids that Santa doesn't exist and things like that.
Jerk.
We realize the old woman is Adam Scott's mom.
Okay.
And it's just kind of a little bit like there's like a lot going on. And then like Adam Scott has to take a work phone call.
Okay.
And which seems to be like a thing. Like he's always working.
Always,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just like, what do you, and then like Rudy is like, Rudy's the son. We're just calling him Rudy for the rest of the time because he's Rudolph.
Got it.
His name is Max. And I'll tell you why later. But I didn't know that at this point.
Okay.
So Rudy.
I prefer Rudy.
Yeah. So cute. So just a 10 to 35-year-old little kid named Rudy.
Just an adorable little thing.
He's like, are we going to watch Charlie Brown Christmas together? And they're like, but the cousins are coming. The cousins are coming.
Those cousins. Looking at you, Allison.
Like, but it's clearly like the rest of the family's coming, and it's like an annoying thing that we don't want necessarily. And so they're all just kind of like chaos. And so the grandmas and Rudy have like a little moment, and she's like, have you finished your letter to Santa? Oh, so the grandma speaks another language all the time.
Oh, okay.
So she's either like German or Austrian, something like that. I think she's speaking German, but little boy understands it. So, and she's like, have you finished your letter to Santa? And he's like, not yet. And it's just like all you hear is like the family fighting in the background. Like the mom being like, why? Like TC's like, you're always working, blah. And never, like the teen girl straight up, she's like, last year I found shit in my bed. Literal shit.
Oh my God.
Like that is who they're expecting right now.
God.
It's very reminiscent of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Yeah. Of like these people are like the nice kind of put together,
and the
maybe
family
even
is
fancy
coming.
Family, and then like the like fucked up family's coming.
Oh my God.
And so Grandma and Rudy are talking and about like believing in Santa. He asks her, she's like, Grandma, like, do you believe in Santa still? And she's like, well, I believe in Saint Nicholas, and I believe that it's like what you make of it. To believe is to believe in the true spirit of the holiday of giving and sacrifice.
Sacrifice?
And she's like a little weird about it. Like, we're like, okay. For some reason, I decided that the teen girl was us as teen girls. So I wrote Teen KK.
Love it. Perfect. Teen KK.
Because she's just like us. 15, 16-year-old girl. And she's up in her room. She's FaceTiming with a boy. It's clearly like her boyfriend or something. And, he's like, come over.
Oh, so it wasn't me.
Yeah.
It was you.
Okay.
When she's like kind of bitchy and unaware of how to function with her own emotions, then it's me.
You.
When she has a boyfriend, it's you.
I'm a boyfriend. Okay. So he's like, you know, I only live 4 blocks, or like basically we find out they only live 4 blocks away, and it's either like he wants to come over, or he's like, come over here. She's kind of like, I'm stuck here. The cousins are coming, you know. Ugh. And then like the house starts shaking, kind of like everything's shaking, and it's like the cousins are arriving.
Oh,
like
God.
we're just like, what's going on? And then outside the door we hear yelling, and there's a doorbell. And so they open the door and in they come.
Here
so
come
it's
the
Sister
cousins.
Allison. There's like Howie Jr., who I call HJ. Which I don't know.
Hand job.
Sorry, little chubby, like preteen boy. I'm calling you hand job.
Little hand job.
Little hand job comes in. Uncle Howard. They're like dropping presents. Their dog comes in, who's like a little bulldog,
Are
who's
we
wearing
watching
cute
Christmas
little.
Vacation?
It's very similar. Like
Okay.
it's clearly purposely similar.
Yeah.
And the dog's like wearing a sweater and stuff like that. And the dog's name is Rosie.
Oh, Rosie.
Like
Which is my
Allison.
sister
Your
Allison's
cousin Allison's
dog,
sister cousin's
Rosie.
Allison.
My
Yeah.
sister cousin Allison.
Sister cousin Allison's dog is named Rosie. Girls come in who I think are twins. So it seems like HJ is like maybe Rudy's age. The twins are a little bit older, but probably still younger than teen KK.
Guys, I could watch Kim try to figure out ages of children all day. The panic that washes across her face for just a split second.
To try to, if I were ever to pick a number.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So the girls also look kind of like boys.
Okay.
Like they're wearing like almost like hunting gear.
Gender fluid.
And like, you know, yeah. And they're like kind of just walk in and don't talk to anyone. And the mom's like, oh, they're upset. Like the Steelers lost today. Like clearly they're from like Pittsburgh.
Steelers? They're Steelers fans? Krampus. Get them. Go
This
Ravens.
family, I think, lives in Ohio. So they've traveled here. And then like Rudy is asking HJ about Santa, and like he literally just like stands there, like he's kind of just like a chubby kid who just like stands there and like has a dumb look on his face and like doesn't speak. Like he's just like good.
Poor little dummy.
Just stares and doesn't speak
Poor little hand
and
job.
like walks away basically. But the twins see the letter to Santa that Grandma and Rudy were talking about in Rudy's pocket.
Okay.
And they're like, like you can see, dear Santa, and they're like, fucking loser. Then it's like all of a sudden another person walks in and it's like, surprise. And Sister Allison is like, don't be mad. It's Aunt Dorothy.
Aunt Dorothy.
Who's just like crotchety lady. She's played by Conchata Farrell.
No idea.
Who, not that we watch the show, but like you've probably seen her. She's like the somebody on 2.5 Men, like maybe the landlord or the maid or something
maid.
that like
I know who
comes
you're
in
talking
all the
about.
time. She's like red hair.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And she's just like, where's the whiskey? Like, you know, like she just comes in and is like, stop. Like,
Now
it's
that
just, like,
sounds like
yeah.
me.
And so then they like shut the door and they're all coming in. And then like Adam Scott's just like, wasn't there like one more kid?
What?
And they're like, oh, Chrissy. And like
Chrissy.
Aunt Dorothy is just like a night, or the sisters then are like kind of fighting and they're like, why did you bring, like TC's like, why did you bring Aunt Dorothy? Like she was a nightmare, like da-da-da. And they're
Yeah.
like, she like tricked us. Like she said she was coming over and then she like had her bags all packed.
Oh, God.
And then Uncle Howard walks in and he has an infant baby, which is Chrissy, apparently.
God.
Also dressed in a cute little Christmas sweater, same as the dog. So now we're at dinner, and also very similar to Christmas Vacation style. Like the cousin family is very gross. Like HJ burps, and like Uncle Howie is like, "That's my boy!"
God.
Like straight up is just like excited. And
Do
he's
you
talking
feel
about,
like they were purposefully like paying homage to
I would
Christmas
think
Vacation?
so, because it was so similar.
It was so similar. Okay. Just
I would
wanted to like
think
get a
so.
vibe for like the type of movie I'm watching.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I would think so.
Got it.
It was clearly the same thing. And he's talking, Uncle Howie's talking about football and things like that. And he kind of, says something to Adam Scott about it, who I realize at some point that Adam Scott's name is Tommy.
But
so I start writing that down.
But he doesn't look like a Tommy.
But then I change how I'm writing it. Eventually
with Adam Scott.
We'll see. So Adam Scott, doesn't know much about football kind of things. And they were like, he was busy with other things. And they're like, what was it? And he was like, well, I was an Eagle Scout. And they think that's like a nerd. And he's like, it was actually like survival training and things. And Uncle Howard's just like, well, I've got guns and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, the shepherd has to protect his flock. And so it's just like clearly different. There's like the families then like bickering over the food, because they're like, how is it? And they're like, sucks or dry or whatever, and he's like, mine's okay. And clearly like they're a bit more fancy. Like the Toni Collette and Adam Scott family is a bit more fancy because like the one dish that the other family brought was like macaroni and cheese and hot dogs. And they like mentioned that and I was like, I fucking love macaroni and cheese and hot dogs.
Oh my God.
Not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie either.
So they're at the table still. And then the twins start talking to Max, who they call Maxi Pad.
Oh man, little
but we'll
buddy.
keep calling him Rudy.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, did you hear Santa's sleigh crash?" And they like pull out the letter that they had like stolen out of his pocket, and they start reading it aloud. And he's like, "Dear Santa, I really need you. Beth and I." Can you please like Beth and I never hang out anymore. Beth is the
big sister?
Teen KK. Yeah. Oh. We never hang out anymore. And he's like, I don't have tons of friends. And they're like, no surprise.
Oh,
and
these
he's
little
like,
fucking bitches.
And he's like, can you please help mom and dad fall in love again? I know that dad's gone a lot on work, things like that. And he's like, I wish that things weren't so hard for Uncle Howard and Aunt Sister Allison.
Oh my God.
And then they keep reading. And then all of a sudden they're like, screw you. Dad doesn't wish we were boys.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which is clearly the case.
They do. Yeah.
And why they're so like that. And then Rudy straight like jumps across the table and starts fighting them. And
good for you, Rudy. Like,
he's
fuck these little bitches.
Screaming, and he's just like, I just want Christmas to be like it used to be.
Oh.
So he's up in his room and he's crying, and Adam Scott comes up and he's just like talking about family. And he's like, we just have to find like what we have in common with family. And it's just sweet. And he's like, look, we only have 3 more days. They're leaving the day after Christmas. Okay. So he leaves, and Rudy is sitting there by himself, and he's looking at his letter, and he folds it up. And he puts it in the envelope, and we think like maybe he's still going to mail it, And then he pulls it, and then he rips it up, and he throws it out the window into the wind, and it just blows away. And then there's like ominous music.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. And then there's kind of like thunder cracking. We're kind of like looking outside of the house now.
I'm hearing the
like,
ominous music from Scrooged in my head right now.
Sure. Sounds good. There's thunder cracking and kind of lights are flickering.
All the lights are frickling.
It's windy. And we're looking now of a bird's eye view of the whole block.
Okay.
And we're hearing all these things. It's very windy, and the lights start going out and all the houses around them. And then theirs is the only one out, or only one with lights left.
Oh no.
And then it goes out. Then it cuts to an advent calendar.
Sure.
And we open the door for 23, which is also
national vacation.
So it's
Christmas.
very it's clearly like an homage because it's exactly that. But they open the door for day 23.
Yeah.
Rudy is looking out the window. There's a crazy snowstorm outside, and there's a weird like snowman in their yard.
What?
And the parents are fighting because the electric is out.
Right.
And the phone apparently is dead too. Rudy tries to go into the kitchen and be like, hey, there's like this weird snowman. Like, who do you think built that? And they basically ignore him because they're just like, the lights, what do we do? Like, do you think we can contact the neighbors? Like, they're trying to figure it out.
Don't ignore the mystery snowman.
Then there's a knock at the door, and the Uncle Howie and Aunt Sister Allison answer it. And it's like a DHL delivery guy. And it's like a fucking like crazy snowstorm outside, and he's delivering a gift basket. And then...
Did you accidentally watch Christmas Vacation? I'm like...
I promise you.
Okay.
I didn't. I've seen Christmas Vacation 3 million times.
3 million times. Okay. So DHL, and they're like, why are you here? Because there's a storm out.
He's just kind of like, well, it's crazy out there. Like, no one's on the roads. Jeez. And so they see the gift basket, and next to it is like a big red velvet bag. Kind of looks like a Santa bag.
Okay.
And they're like, is this part of the delivery too? And he's like, no, that must be from the brown van folks. You know, the UPS or brown, what do they call them? Brown suit guys. Brown hats? I don't know.
They call them UPS?
No. But they do say like, oh, because they wear like a little brown uniform and brown hats. He says something like that.
Okay. Kim made that up.
It's not. That's true. Someone tell us. That is a thing.
Okay. So the brown men left the red bag.
Well, he just says that. We don't know. Like he just is just like, oh, not for me. Must be the other guys.
Yeah.
Fucking Uncle Howie is just like, fucking rich people get all the things, and he like puts the big Santa pack over his back and carries it all in.
Fuck you.
So Teen KK is like, my boyfriend Derek is not texting me back, and she's like, this is not normal.
Well, Derek,
she's like, can I just walk over? He only lives 4 blocks away. Can I just walk over there? I need to see Derek. It's an emergency. I'm 16 and
this is life or death. I promise you it's not.
So TC is like, okay, you can go, but you need to be back in 1 hour.
1 hour.
Okay,
TKK.
ma'am. 1 hour. So G-Ma is at the fireplace. She is fucking cooking hot chocolate over the fireplace.
Okay. Wow.
And she's like, hot chocolate makes everything better. You know?
She's not wrong.
So then Teen KK is outside, and she's walking through a fucking blizzard. Like, it is a blizzard.
Oh my God.
She's just walking down the middle of the street because there are no cars or people, because it's insane outside.
Those teen hormones will really keep you warm.
It starts getting really dark, and then like it's crazy windy, and then the wind stops. And
the wind stops?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a creepy feeling.
Yeah. And she looks at this house, and it's like just very icy, like just covered in ice and snow, like, you know, like it's weird. And then she starts hearing weird like howls almost. And then there's like a monster on the roof that looks like a bull/man.
What?
A bullman of some sort.
A Bullm'n?
And the Bullm'n starts kind of running and like jumping from one house to another and like maybe howling or something.
No.
So what do you do, and what does she do?
No. I just look at it and I say, no. No, I absolutely turn back around and I go back into my house as quickly as motherfucking possible. Mm-hmm. What does she do? She follows it. Mm-hmm. She's skeptical.
You get no points for her.
Okay.
And I'll give you know what? It's the holiday season.
It's the holiday season.
I'm going to give you a point for you, even though that's kind of what she does. She screams and turns around and like runs back towards home.
Basically, I'm not going to be outside while there's a Bullm'n running from roof to roof.
Bullm'n. So she's in the middle of the street. She turns back and it's weird because it's like, we don't know where she is. It's just so snowy and things, but she is screaming, running down the street now. And the Bullm'n is just like jumping from rooftop to rooftop, like alongside her, basically.
I'm scared.
And ahead, she sees the DHL delivery truck.
Okay.
Stopped and kind of diagonal and blocking the whole street.
Uh-oh.
And it's covered in snow. So she goes up to the driver's side window and like wipes it off. And the driver is in there frozen, like almost like with mouth open in like fear.
No.
Just like,
That's so scary.
And I'm like, dead? So what do you do and what does she do?
I am going to... I'm going to keep running back towards my house, 100%. Ketrin is running back to her house. She's 16, right? Mm-hmm. Does she go to her boyfriend's house? Like an idiot?
She crawls under the truck.
Why?
And hides.
Why?
I don't know.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
She just like wants a place to hide, I guess. So she crawls under the truck in the snow, and the Bullm'n.
Like, I'm really having trouble even like mapping her thought process.
I didn't get it either, but it was just a quick decision.
All right.
Like she was just like, I'm getting under here.
Oh God. Okay.
Like I feel like she was just like, I need a place to hide. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
She's trying to hide.
She's panicked. She's 16.
Yeah.
All right.
The Bullm'n we now see from her perspective walking around the van.
So she's like
and
only
it's
seeing
like
feet.
Hooves. And like a big like chains also hanging and like a big dark coat.
That's very Dickensian.
Similar to that though.
Yeah.
Also probably no much to that.
Yeah.
And it like then just jumps and I'm like, flies away? Like just like is that gone? And
or maybe he's like Jessica Jones where like she can't fly but she can jump really hard and it's almost like flying.
Yeah, well he's gone at this point.
Gone. Okay.
And then she's still laying under the truck and she hears Christmas music.
Oh my, you guys, I don't know if you could hear this, but right before Kim said Christmas music, her little Christmas clock started playing Christmas music, and I think the Bullm'n is here. Bullm'n?
I have a Christmas clock.
Oh God.
I have a Christmas clock that plays a Christmas song on the hour every hour.
Oh God. Okay.
But it dims. It gets the sound gets higher and lower with the brightness. So it probably was lower. That you might not have been able to hear it. But as soon as I said that, that's so weird. It started playing.
Really scary.
So she hears Christmas music, and she looks behind her, and there's like a little Jack in the Box on the ground.
Nope.
That's kind of turning, and that's playing Christmas music.
Goodbye.
As it's like turning the thing, and it's slowly turning, and then stops turning. Bam! It pops open.
I knew it was coming too. You said Jack in the Box,
but nothing's there.
What?
Does just the door open and nothing's there, and slowly a creepy Christmas clown comes out.
Bye.
And is kind of like
but
and
little?
then she screams, and we see from a bird's eye view of just looking down at the van like shaking, and we hear her screaming and like rah, 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 and like eating sounds of just like rah, rah, and then the winds are blowing again, and it's just like rah, 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 and she's screaming and winds, and cut to Rudy at the window. The parents now are talking about how their phones have no service. They're like, it's weird. There's like no cars on the street. There's no people, like not even a salt truck or anything, you know? Then TC is like, it's getting late. Like Beth should be home by now. Teen KK should be home by now. And Adam Scott's just like, it's fine. She's at Derek's. Like, you don't need to be worried. Like, just relax for once.
Always worry.
Relax for once, Ketrin. Dear Ketrin, relax for once. Actually, in this instance, though, it was good to be worried.
Yeah.
And they're kind of talking about how the family is just getting cranky and bored and sick of each other because there's no electricity. Like,
oh God,
you know. And then the two of them are just kind of sitting there, and they're like, "I miss us." They have like kind of a sweet moment, and then they hear sirens, and Rudy walks in. And he's like, "It's getting dark out, and Teen KK's not back yet." And so Taz.
TC? Tommy? Got it. Adam Scott.
Tommy Taz. Adam Scott.
He's Taz now, by the way.
His name is Tommy Adam Scott, who I wrote as Taz.
Taz.
So,
yeah.
Taz goes to Howie, Uncle Howie.
Uh-huh.
He's like, hey, do you think your Hummer could get through this?
Your Hummer? Oh,
which we realize is the reason it was like shaking when they came in, because they have like a big ass fucking Hummer.
Oh, okay.
And Uncle Howie's like, You mean Lucinda?
Lucinda?
We could go out and storm Normandy right now. Like, no big deal. He's like, yeah, let's go pick her up and drive around town, see what's going on out there.
This guy needs a nap.
So Jima's speaking another language now and basically saying, don't go. It's too dangerous. Like, you know, but they leave anyway. So Taz and Uncle Howie are out in the Hummer and Uncle Howie's like, global warming my ass. Oh my gosh. There's a difference between climate and weather.
Jesus.
Weather and climate are not the same thing.
Read a science book.
So they're trying to, you know, get something on the radio. That doesn't even work. Like even the AM stations, like nothing's working. They start to slow down because they see something in front of them and it's a salt truck.
Okay.
Or like snow plow, like a salt truck with snow plow attached to the front that has kind of one of those blinking lights on it that again is stopped in the middle of the road and turned diagonal. So it kind of blocks the whole thing.
Okay.
And so they pull up and stop behind it. What do you do and what do they do?
They pull up and stop behind it? Okay. Well, if I'm being logical, like I don't know I'm in a horror movie. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to go up to the front of the window and be like, are you okay? Because like the only thing I could think of is if a car's parked perpendicularly like that, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to see that they're frozen, in which case I'm going to get right the fuck back into my Hummer and turn around and drive home. So that is my full thing. They go up to the car, see someone is frozen, and hide underneath of it. Because they're all apparently idiots. Yay!
They get out of the car and look, and the truck is empty.
Oh, shit. Okay.
The keys are in it. There's Christmas presents in the seat, like the front seat. It's like one of those
snowplow?
Like,
Okay. Okay.
Christmas presents in there, like kind of pictures of like a family on the little dashboard-y thing.
Yeah. Rear view mirror. Hanging from
the thing that you put down
visor.
for the sun. Visor.
We got there. We did it.
You know, so it's clearly like someone who had a family.
Yeah.
And then we start to see there's a big hole in the windshield right above the steering wheel.
Oh, no.
Uncle Howie's like, fucking bastard must have sailed clear through it. And Taz is like quite the opposite because the glass is punched in.
Inward. Oh, no. Bullm'n?
So, what?
Bullm'n?
So it's very dark and stormy, and they're like, we gotta get Team KK.
Yeah.
We gotta save Kim and Ket.
We gotta save Kim and Ket.
So then they go back to the Hummer, to the trunk. He pulls out the guns.
Sure he does.
The guns. And he gives a revolver to Taz. He takes a shotgun. We cut back to the house. We're at the Christmas tree, and Sister Allison is talking to TC, and she's like, oh, you have Mom's angel on top. We always used to fight over placing her. And then there's like one of the ornaments is a picture of them as kids, and she's like, you just saved everything. And, you know, TC's just kind of like, I thought that's what Mom would have wanted, you know, kind of like a nice little sisterly moment. Then they start to hear something from above them. Here's something that's weird about this movie that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
And then I was reading some facts about it later, and they also were like continuity wise, this doesn't fucking make sense.
Okay.
Like, this is a house with an upstairs and an attic, but for some reason, the living room above the living room is the attic. Even though there's going to be another upstairs and then more stairs up to the attic.
Okay. Is it okay? I
think it just doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't make sense.
Movie magic situation.
Because what I was going to say is my parents' house, my bedroom is above what was the garage.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 2 floors below every other room in the house, but only one thing below my room. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So it's exactly that.
Yeah. So it would be as if the living room where they have the tree is the garage, my dad's shop, which is now like my dad's shop, and my room would be the attic.
Yes.
But then my brother's room, the bathroom, my parents' room, there is a first floor and a basement below them.
Yeah.
Sort of.
No,
I'm trying to help you out here.
Yeah, we'll just go with it.
All
For
right.
whatever reason, when they hear things above them,
it's the attic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
doesn't make sense.
This doesn't look good. They didn't do a good job.
I was trying to help you guys, Krampus people.
So whatever. They hear something, and I'm literally like, roof upstairs, ? And TC's like, it's probably squirrels, you know, and everyone's like, in this weather? And they hear a loud bang, and she's like, see? Squirrels. And Grandma's still sitting at the fireplace, and she like looks up in the fireplace. So very weird. Very like, Cut back to Taz and Uncle Howie. And
because they're in the Hummer. Got it. Yep. Mm-hmm. I forgot where we were.
Yeah, they're outside. And now they are at a house, and they open the door, and there's snow inside the house.
In the house?
And again, there's no electricity anywhere.
Shit balls.
So they have flashlights. It's very dark.
But it's not their house.
No.
Okay.
But they are, you know, it's like winter is like inside the house. And they're like, Teen KK? Derek? And then they get into the kitchen, and there's a gingerbread on the fridge stuck to it with a knife through its chest.
Shit. Kim just broke her microphone.
I just stabbed it into my own chest.
Wait, there's a gingerbread man?
Like a gingerbread, like a doll or cookie. We're not sure. So just, you know, like a little 5-inch guy stabbed into the fridge with a knife.
Okay.
And we're just like, the fuck? We go to the fireplace. There's a crack all down the wall above the fire. Like basically the chimney is cracked all through the wall.
That's really going to affect the resale value.
Uncle Howie is like, gas line must have blew. And then in the snow outside of the fireplace, they see hoof prints.
Dildo, the Bullm'n.
Big ones. Big ones. And, you know, Uncle Howie's like, I've been hunting and I know a thing when I see a thing. And Taz is like,
I know a thing when I see a thing. She tried to get past that one, but I wouldn't let her.
I didn't want to use the words, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But Taz is like, yeah, but what walks on its hind legs?
Only the Bullm'n.
Then they hear something. It sounds like a voice. They run outside and they're like, is that Teen KK screaming? And they're walking through the blizzard now. So Taz is in front. They're like kind of back to the road. And Uncle Howie's a little bit behind. And something like, I'm like, is it trees or weeds or something? Start like grabbing at his legs a little bit.
Oh, no.
And like drag him start away and like kind of down into the snow.
Grabbing Taz or Howie?
Howie.
Okay.
And then Taz grabs his arm and is trying to like pull him out. And then he like picks up his revolver and like shoots just like below, like at the snow pretty much. Like you can't even like see what's grabbing him.
Right.
And it cuts to the family at the house and they hear a gunshot. Back to Taz and Uncle Howie. And after the gun, they hear something kind of like scream a little bit. And there's like, you know how if a gopher is like in the ground, like in cartoons almost, where you like see it be like,
yeah,
like you see something go away in the snow, but it's just like the raised snow
part of it. Yeah.
And so Taz is now helping Uncle Howie, who's like limping, back to the Hummer. So he's like carrying him almost. They get back. It's like on fire and melting.
Oh no.
And Uncle Howie is just like, Lucinda!
At least they can get warm.
So back to the house.
Lucinda.
They just heard the gunshot go off. So TC is like, I'm going out to find them. I'll be right back. And then bam, Taz and Uncle Howie bust through the door. They're like, get the first aid kit. And like it's like kind of chaos. Like the ladies are like, where's Teen KK? We heard a gunshot. And the guys are just like, nothing. It's because the kids are all around, you know,
right.
they're
So
like, it's just a scratch. Like, and his leg is like all kinds of like, they're like, it looks like something bit you. Like it's like fucked up. And he's like, it must have been a bear. And Rudy's like, there's no bears here. And they're like, kids, go into the kitchen.
Just no fucking
get
bear.
out of here.
Yeah.
And they're like, Aunt Dorothy, go with the kids. And she's like, I fucking hate kids. She's like, all right, kids, come on. We'll make some peppermint schnapps.
I like this, Dorothy.
And they're like, Grandma, go in too. And Grandma says, just keep the fire hot.
What?
Keep the fire hot.
Oh, no.
So Aunt Dorothy and the cousin kids are sitting at the table, and she's mixing up some peppermint schnapps with a little candy cane in there and drinking it. And then she kind of lets them drink it. And
I have excitement hiccups. Please excuse me. I'm working on it.
Rudy is kind of listening on the doorway a little bit to the parents. So all the parents are like, where's Teen KK? Like, you know, they're not at Derek's, but we have to find her. We have to keep looking. And Taz is like, Howard, how much ammo do you have left? And he talks about kind of how many shots he has, like a couple in his pocket, basically. And they have the revolver and like what they have in the gun. And they talk about going back out there, but they're like, look at us. We almost have frostbite from being out. Like their faces are all kind of like crazy looking. And Sister Allison is like, we can just get in the Hummer and like go, you know? And they're like,
Lucinda's
the Hummer's
melted.
Gone. So what do they decide to do, and what do you decide to do?
All right. So we don't have a Hummer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotta get Team KK. I'm going to go back to the snowplow because the keys are still in it.
Mm.
And I'm going to drive that down the street to Derek's house to look for her because I know it'll get through the weather.
Mm-hmm.
What do? They fucking go out on foot like dummies. What? Only one?
They decide to stay put, board up the windows, get through the storm, and when the storm breaks, they'll go find her.
Ugh, all right.
At this point, the kids are kind of all standing in the doorway worried, you know, and they've like heard maybe part of it.
Yeah.
So next thing we know, we're boarding up the windows and everyone's kind of bringing blankets into the living room. Like we're all staying in the living room. We're boarding everything up. Uncle Howie and Taz are doing the window thing kind of themselves.
Right.
And he starts to thank Taz for saving him. And he's like, sorry for thinking you're such a spineless dick all these years.
Don't talk to Adam Scott that way.
Taz is kind of just looking through, you know, they have like little, the boarded up windows you can still see through a lot of. So he's looking out with binoculars and stuff. Rudy comes up and he's like, G-Ma's weird since the snowstorm. And Taz is like, yeah, she's always weird at Christmas, but she'll never talk about it.
Huh.
And TC is like, all right, time for bed. You know, like, Rudy, get over here.
Yeah.
And they're all in the living room and they're gonna bunker down there. Uncle Howie and Taz are, you know, gonna protect their flock or whatever. Right. So they actually have a cute moment where they talk about loving their wives and stuff, and they're gonna keep watch. And Uncle Howie's like, I'll start, you go sleep with your family.
Oh.
So cut to night time.
Night time.
It's dark.
Blech.
It's like,
isn't snow so creepy in the night time?
Yeah.
Like no matter what, even if you're like in like your favorite place in the whole world, I used to get really creeped out looking out at the snow at night.
Interesting.
And it really scares me.
Maybe it does. I was just agreed with you, and then I was like, maybe it doesn't make me feel that way though.
Well,
but,
it's also,
but I get what you're saying. Like it's like it's like the calm after the storm almost.
Yes, and it's also looking out at my house. Mm-hmm. The light or the snow was always a little bit brighter than it should have been because it's reflecting the moonlight.
Yeah.
And so it was like everything looked like it was glowing.
Yeah.
So it would like give me kind of like creepy feelings
like
when I was a little kid. Anyway, that's what I'm picturing right now.
So, well, we're still inside the house, so it's night time. You know, the candles are now mostly out. Uncle Howie's actually sleeping. Everyone's sleeping. They had an iPad that was playing, you know, some movies or Christmas music or something. Actually, it's like, Holy Infant,
stars are brightly shining.
And the fireplace is almost out. Just nothing really left.
But G-Ma said to keep it hot.
The iPad is at 1%.
Oh, no.
And it's dead.
No! G-Ma said to keep it hot.
Then we hear like little laughter.
Oh, no.
Like little laughter and maybe some noises on the roof and in the chimney.
Oh,
it's kind of like chipmunks almost.
Oh, no.
Slowly, a big hook on a chain starts coming down the chimney.
The Bullm'n!
Into the house.
Erner.
And then we see a gingerbread man wrapped in it.
Okay.
Hanging in the chain.
No.
He starts coming down. Little HJ wakes up. And he grabs the little gingerbread man
and eats it.
That was going to be my question.
Are you kidding? He eats it.
He takes a bite.
HJ, do not eat the death gingerbread man.
He takes a bite, and then all of a sudden, the gingerbread man's face is like, oh.
No.
And then it's like, angry. And then he's like,
she's making an angry face, guys.
Yeah. He's surprised. He got bit. Then he's angry. Then he starts laughing and he starts jumping around and wrapping the chain around HJ and laughing.
No.
And this starts slowly waking the family up, but he starts pulling the chain back up the chimney with HJ inside it. The people are waking up. And so TC's the closest. HJ is basically like in the chimney and she grabs his legs. Uncle Howie grabs onto her. They're all kind of like holding and pulling, but they're like he's up in the chimney now.
Yeah.
And then as all this is happening, a log from the fire starts to roll out and towards the tree with all the presents. And they're all like, hold on. And then the presents in the tree light on fire.
No.
So they're like, Rudy, get the fire extinguisher. And then so now TC is basically, her face is up in the chimney, so she's the only one up there, and the gingerbread man pokes his head down and laughs in her face.
No.
And that like freaks her out, and she lets go, and HJ flies up into the chimney.
No.
Rudy puts out the fire with the fire extinguisher, and HJ's shoe just like falls down into the fireplace.
This is what fucking happens when you eat gingerbread men that come out of your chimney.
PSA.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just fucking like covered in soot and traumatized.
I'm so bummed, I bet.
And Uncle Howie is just like, it's my fault. I fell asleep.
Yeah, Howie.
And G-Ma looks at everyone and says, 9. And she lights the fireplace.
What does that mean?
She starts talking in another
German
language. And they're all like, what is she saying? And Taz says, this is all of our fault. He's come for us all.
Nerd.
And they're like, he who? Then I get a text from my hairdresser. And I was supposed to be at an appointment 10 minutes ago.
Kim Burns was?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, fuck, I completely forgot.
You were like, the Krampus got me.
I was like, I'll be right there.
Oh my God, I was so sucked in. I was like,
my hair
who
did.
texted who?
Got my hair did. And she's like, please listen. What are you looking at? Stop looking at things behind me with creep face.
I'm sorry. Is that all your mail?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Stop.
I am sorry. She has a pile of mail that is so big that I couldn't identify it as mail right away. Why don't you do something about
it's
that?
It's just not at the top of my to-do list, and I actually think that is a good someone told me once that like it's okay that if like the bullshit things are not at the top of your to-do list.
Okay. I'll handle that later.
And it's never been at the top, and I'm like okay with it. And it's like until the point, same with like cleaning your room and things like that. It's like unless it bothers you, then like it doesn't matter. Like if it's like bringing your vibes down, then you should do something about it. But if it isn't, and you have like other things that are better for your life, then you should do that.
It's bringing my vibes
it's bringing
down.
Your vibes down.
I'm gonna deal with it.
I'm okay with it.
I'm so sorry, everyone. Back to the show.
It is a very large
It's very big. I couldn't identify it as mail. I didn't know what it was.
It's because I get the Hollywood Reporter and they send you a fucking magazine every like almost day. I don't know. I get them so often. Like I couldn't possibly read them all because they come all the time.
All the time. Oh God.
They
okay.
come every single second there's another one. I can't stop.
So sorry, everyone. Kim is living her own male horror movie. Okay.
So anyway.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Back from my haircut, back from the post office.
Yes.
G-Ma.
Yes, because she's like speaking German and saying he came for us. Got it.
And they're like, he who?
Got it.
And she says, please listen in English. And Aunt Dorothy's like, I knew she spoke English.
Aunt Dorothy's
She's like,
bitch.
I must tell you something. So she starts telling a tale and we start seeing a little like cartoon telling of like what she's talking about. So she's like, it started with the winds. A cold winter night, almost Christmas, but darker, less cheer. And we cut to a little picture book cartoon looking thing of a little girl and a whole line of people in town waiting for like bread handouts.
Oh.
And she says, I still believed in Santa and magic and hoped to find joy again. But our village had given up. They'd forgotten the spirit of Christmas.
Oh, no.
The sacrifice of giving. And my family was no different. They'd given up. And they cut to her getting her piece, or it shows her getting her little piece of bread. And then the shadows of all the adults around her like surround her, and then they start fighting. They grab the bread from her. Like the village has started like fighting for bread amongst themselves, you know.
Don't take bread from babies.
And then she's at her house and the family is fighting, you know, and she says, it's the first time I didn't ask for a miracle. The first time I didn't wish for them to... She said, for the first time, I wished for them to go away.
Oh, no.
A wish I would always regret.
Oh, no.
And that night in the blizzard, I got my wish.
No.
There was no Saint Nick. It was a much darker, ancient spirit. It was the shadow of Saint Nicholas. It was the Krampus.
Oh, shit.
The Krampus does not care to reward. It cares to punish. It comes not to give, but to take. He and his little helpers.
Kim, how many times did you have to rewind that to get all that written down?
I just paused a lot.
Okay. Nice work. You should do that for your next audition as a monologue.
Yeah. Listen. They dragged my family into the underworld.
No.
And it's just showing her and like her bed in her bedroom with it closed. And she's just hearing all this happening. Like it's just like you see things kind of through the doorway.
Poor little baby.
And she's like waiting for it to come. And she says, but he didn't take me that night. He left me as a reminder for when hope is lost and the Xmas spirit dies.
Oh, no.
And then a little tiny bell dun, 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 goes into her little room. And she picks it up. It's a little bell that has Krampus written on it.
Oh,
no. A little reminder.
Oh, no.
Then Uncle Howie says, here I thought I was losing it. You guys believe this horse shit?
Howie, you just almost got your leg eaten.
But he's like, someone took our fucking kids. I'm leaving. I'm getting hand job back. And he grabs his fucking shotgun and he points at all of them and he's like, I'm fucking leaving and no one's stopping me. And he opens the door and he goes outside and it's a fucking crazy ass blizzard. It's like dark and the winds are blowing. There's creepy snowmen outside. There's weird laughter. And TC is like, shut the door. And they bring him back in. And Taz just goes, keep the fire hot.
Keep the fucking fire hot.
We cut to the advent calendar. The 24th. Still a blizzard. G-Ma's now talking to the kids. And she's like, it's not about what you do. It's about what you believe in here. Your heart. And the twins are like, can we make him go away? And she says something in another language. And they're like, what does that mean? And Aunt Dorothy's like, she says we're fucked.
I want to learn how to say we're fucked in German. If any of our listeners know how to say we're fucked in German, please
all I know how to say is I love you and more water, please.
More water, please.
Ich liebe dich. I love you. And more water, bitte. Taz now has a map of, the town, I guess, and he's circling different places. Okay. And he says to TC, he's like, when we were trying to save hand jobs, like, what did you see?
Yeah. Also, I thought you didn't put an article in front of map. I thought you just went, Taz has map.
I probably did.
Okay, so we got to save hand job. How are we going to save hand job?
But no, he's like, what did you see when we were trying to save hand jobs? And she's just like, I can't talk about it. And they're kind of like, do you believe the story? And they're like, I don't know, because she's the gingerbread, like laughed her face. So like something, like she saw something fucked up that she's just like, I don't know what I believe.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know what I saw.
Like she's like, I'm freaking out. Taz has an idea. We got to Sister Allison, who's in the maybe attic, looking at the burnt Christmas gifts. And she's kind of like picking them up. And there's one that's like kind of clinky and like a little like she's
Should
like
I not
shaking
ask
it.
how the burnt Christmas gifts got into the not attic?
I don't know. Okay. I guess they were like, let's move these.
That's fine. Keep going.
I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't even sure if this was where it was until we cut to something later. Then I'm like, well, it must have been there then.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but she's like kind of like picking them up. It's sad.
And we have a tinkly present.
One's a little tinkly. Yeah. And she almost starts to open it. TC comes in and she's like, we need to talk. So the parents go down. What is Taz's idea and what's your idea?
Oh, fuck. And we're trying to get Handjob back and
we're trying to get maybe help. Like, yeah, like now we don't know what the fuck's going on and we need to figure out how to get help. And now we know like some shit's going on and maybe out of this house we need to get help.
Okay.
Out of here.
So what I'm going to do is I am going to light some torches. I'm going to have like fire.
I was going to say like you had a really good idea before.
Let me get there.
Okay.
What I was going to say is I'm going to light some torches and go to the snowplow. But I'm going to make sure that I have hot things with me all the time because that is the one thing that that fucking Gma keeps saying. And frankly, even if I'm like, I don't know if it's supernatural or what, we're in a fucking snowstorm. Let's keep it hot. Let's keep it warm. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do.
Got it.
And I think they probably go to the snowplow as well, but they maybe don't bring the torches. Yes!
Very good. So they're like, we're going to go to the snowplow. The keys are in it. We'll go to the mall because that doubles as like an emergency place. And then if no one's there, we'll go to the police station.
No.
And we'll bring back help.
No, just go to the police station.
The camera then cuts to those presents and they kind of start shaking and laughing
at their mall idea.
But the presents are up by themselves in the attic. Rudy now is like looking outside and there's more snowmen.
Oh, God.
And then maybe a Bullm'n.
Who is building these snowmen?
But he looks back out and the Bullm'n's gone.
Bullm'n.
Now the twins are in the upstairs hallway. This is where we realize there's a second floor to go to the third floor attic, even though
we heard
above
something
the living room is the attic.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe it's a very high roofed living room where the rest of the house, I mean, it isn't, but that could maybe make sense.
Right. Okay.
It's the size of 2 floors.
Right. Except it's not.
But it's not. But that could make sense. But that's not what it looks like. But anyway, the twins are in the upstairs hallway. They're trying to go to the bathroom because Aunt Dorothy like stunk up the other one or something like that. So
Aunt Dorothy.
Again, no electricity. It's dark. They have a flashlight or something. They're slow walking down the hallway. The end of the hall is the stairs to the attic. There's no door or anything, or if it is, it's open. So we see the stairs and they start hearing voice saying their name and they're like, Teen KK, is that you? And it's like, come upstairs. And we cut down to the parents and they start hearing screams from the girls. So Taz grabs his revolver. TC grabs an axe.
Oh, no. Okay.
Uncle Howie has his shotgun. They hear sounds upstairs and like little kid laughing. So they start going upstairs and Sister Allison is with them. She might have like a knife or something. Uncle Howie's at the bottom. The 3 of them have gone up. Uncle Howie's at the bottom and he's like, hey, Rosie, dog, you wanna come on up with us? Help us out?
Rosie.
And the dog just doesn't move. And he's like, fuck.
Smart dog.
So kind of just real quick cut Rudy saying to Grandma, I think this might be my fault.
Oh, no.
So now we're in the creepy upstairs attic.
It is, Rudy.
It is. Spoiler alert. It is. It's Sister Allison, TC with her axe, and Taz with his revolver.
Got it.
The attic is covered in icicles. Pointy icicles everywhere.
Oh no.
Super dark. They have flashlights. They put them on, they see the presents, and it looks like something has broken out of the presents. No. Uncle Howie is now downstairs in like the kitchen, and there's glasses broken everywhere. Like mugs and things broken on the floor, and he hears laughter. So this is where we start cutting back and forth between Uncle Howie down in the kitchen and the three of them,
all of them up
upstairs in the attic.
Okay.
They're all kind of slow looking around at this point.
Right.
Up in the attic.
Oh no.
They put the flashlight into a corner and they see the bottom of the Jack-in-the-Box thing, the little canister. And you know how what comes out of it is that weird little foldy up thing? So that's coming out, but enlarged. And long, like the size of like human body size.
No.
Long. They follow it.
No.
At the top is a big fucking clown with pointy teeth.
Oh,
just a big thing that would pop out of a fucking Jack-in-the-Box. That's
Bernsey, I'm so sorry.
Bigger than human life.
Were you alone?
I mean, it was daytime. Okay. But pointy fucking teeth. And Taz just goes, "Oh, come on."
Oh my God, I love you, Adam Scott. I love you so much.
The clown is finishing eating something, and we start to see boots going down into his mouth.
Oh no, I was eating the twins.
So they shoot at it. It kind of runs into another room behind some things. Cut down to Uncle Howie.
How does it run?
I don't know. It scuttles away.
Scuttles.
Okay. You know, it scuttles.
It scuttles.
It just gets away.
It's a little scuttle box. Yeah.
You know. What do big, giant Jack-in-the-Box clown monster teeth things do when they're being shot at?
They scuttle.
Yeah. So Uncle Howie hears the gunshot. So he looks up, and all of a sudden he's shot in the leg with something.
What?
It's in nails.
What?
He looks up. There's little tiny gingerbread men with a nail gun held up, laughing at him.
Well, where the fuck did they get that?
And they just start shooting. Tink, tink, tink. And Uncle Howie's like, fuck. Now he's like on the ground, and he's like crawling away like, fuck. And now he's like in the corner against some cupboards. Cupboards. Cut back to the attic.
Suburbs.
You know, they're in the suburbs. Cut back to the attic. There's a big, creepy angel face thing, also enlarged.
Oh God! Like the thing on the tree.
Just kind of yawns, and then attacks TC.
No.
Jumps on her. Then there's a stuffed bear enlarged. Jumps from the other side and starts attacking Sister Allison.
No.
Back down to Uncle Howie. He starts shooting at the gingerbread. They explode into like fireball bits. Back up to the attic. TC has an angel on her that has like a weird pointy tongue that comes out and starts like licking at her face.
Oh, come on.
Now Taz, there's like a big robot thing that comes out because they're all toys basically, you know, and it's like and starts stabbing at him.
Oh God.
Back to Uncle Howie. The on fire gingerbreads start looking at him. There's two left that are really there. He shoots one.
Licking him?
Looking at him. There's two left that are like, they're on fire, but they're like, we see you.
Yeah.
And he shoots they start kind of charging at him. He shoots one, he shoots another, and then misses. It runs, jumps at him. He shuts his eyes because he knows it's going to come, and then nothing happens.
What?
He opens his eyes. Rosie the dog came in and ate it.
Good job, Rosie Bear. Oh my God.
And he says, good girl.
Little Rosie.
Back to the attic. Attacks everywhere.
Oh, God.
The angel grabs Christmas lights, wraps them around TC's throat, throws it over the fucking the wood thing on the top.
The
rafter. And starts to hang her.
Oh,
so
my
pulls her up.
Lord.
She's like literally a couple like
Choking.
inches in the air. Like she's fucking being hung.
Like fucking Hereditary style.
The creepy clown Jack-in-the-Box is now at a wall somewhere else, still like in the attic, but like maybe behind some other stuff. So it's at a wall and we see a big heating vent sort of thing. And it breaks it open and kind of starts to go inside. And at this moment, Sister Allison's on the ground with the bear on top of it, attacking her, and her face looks to the right, and she sees on the ground one of the twins, which is right next to where Clown Creeper is.
Yeah.
What does she do, and what do you do? I'm going to give you a hint that she utilizes something that is in the attic that we've talked about.
Something that's in the attic that we talked about. The presents are in the attic. Let's see. And she doesn't want the clown to eat the twin. And she's got a bear on her. I think does she take one of the presents and throw it at the clown?
Does she?
Yes. And then what do I do? I'm gonna throw a present at the clown.
No.
You almost gave me a bell.
I know, because I was like, you've got a bell almost every time. It was just a reaction.
I'm a little panicked.
You got nothing. Yeah, it was a panic moment, but she grabs an icicle and stabs the bear in the eye and throws it away off her.
You totally told me that there were icicles up there. I was so panicked. I forgot we were in icicles.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
She then, so basically
perfect murder weapon, by the way.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
It is. So she grabs it, like basically once she saw her daughter, she became like Mama Bear. Like she was like, bah.
I can lift cars.
Like she's like, grabs the icicle, stabs the bear, throws it off, picks up the axe, cuts the Christmas lights, saves TC, cuts the robot, then goes to the vent, and just as like the clown's going in, she's like slams the axe down and just misses. The clown had like made it all the way in.
Round of applause, Sister Allison.
And she gets to her one daughter, and it turns out like the clown had gotten the other twin, but we have this one back. So TC and Taz is like trying to like take care of Taz a little bit, but everything's kind of been knocked out. All of a sudden the robot comes back on.
Oh no.
What does TC do, and what do you do? Again, she utilizes something we've talked about.
Well, it's an electrical thing, so I'm going to electrocute the robot with one of the water icicles. Like stick it into a, his electrical socket eyeball.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. And
what does she do?
Is it TC?
Yeah.
She's got to use those icicles somehow. I'm going to say she stabs it with an icicle as well.
She grabs the revolver and shoots it.
Oh, okay. Now then I was stuck on the icicles.
Right.
I forgot we had guns.
We did.
Yeah.
So then we hear Rudy calling from downstairs, Mom! They all run downstairs. They're hearing weird sounds kind of through the ceiling and walls.
Well, sure.
And stuff.
I mean, we have some weird things happening.
Weird things are happening. TC is kind of saying, I think it's panicking. It's trying to get outside. And Howard is like, that's my daughter. We gotta get in there. We gotta get it. The dog then starts barking at the vent. They're in the living room now. The dog starts barking at the vent.
Kim.
They open it and the dog runs in.
Kim.
And they hear like, the clown kind of squealing and the dog snarling.
Don't fuck with this dog.
And the ceiling starts cracking, and then we hear dog whimper sounds.
No, God damn it!
And then the ceiling opens up, and the entire big clown thing falls through the ceiling.
Oh shit balls!
And then they're like, "Shoot it!" And so Uncle Howie lifts his shotgun, and bam, he's attacked by the angel.
That fucking angel.
The gun flies out of his hand. Then the bear comes from behind the couch. Aunt Dorothy from out of nowhere shoots it with the shotgun.
There you go.
People are all grabbing the angel now, and they throw it off Uncle Howie into the air. Aunt Dorothy shoots it like she's like skeet shooting.
I love it.
The clown starts like screeching, and they're like, finish it. And then all of a sudden they hear something outside, and the clown starts clapping.
It's the Bullm'n.
And then Gma says, elves.
Elves?
Elves.
Oh no.
The window with the boards bust open, and all these creepy creatures that are like big gremlins almost climb in, and they kind of all have chains wrapped around them, and they start wrapping the clown in the chains to come save it, basically.
Okay.
They start wrapping Aunt Dorothy in clowns too. One elf grabs
wrapping
the
her in clowns.
baby. Did I say wrapping her in clowns?
Yeah, which was real scary.
Honestly, more terrifying. Probably one of the most terrifying things I could possibly think of.
Getting wrapped in clowns.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. No,
okay, so wrapped in
chains. They're all wrapped in chains. One elf straight grabs the baby.
Whoa, my God, we have a fucking baby.
And they start pulling it all out through the chains. Uncle Howie grabs onto the clown as they pull it out, and they get all of that out. So like Aunt Dorothy's gone, baby's gone, Uncle Howie's gone, clown's gone, but there's still a bunch of elves, gremlins in the house.
Fucking around and
all
shit.
All of a sudden they stop. They hear something, and then they all leave.
Now they hear the Bullm'n.
Okay. Again, Taz is like, what's the plan? What's your plan?
Jesus.
So who's left? Do we have
Jima?
Jima's there.
TC.
We have Taz. We have TC. We have Sister Allison. We have the twin that's still alive, and Rudy.
What's my fire looking like?
The fire's good.
Okay. I am sticking with fire. I am going.
Or maybe the fire's. When did this all start? The fire's going out a little bit.
Okay, but there's still some.
It's not great.
There's still some embers, right?
There's embers, yeah, but it's basically out.
All right. So I am going to have the elves left?
Yes.
Okay.
But ominously.
Okay. Let me go with them first. I think that oh my God, do they run back up to the attic? They run back up to the attic. My plan, I am going to arm myself with fire. Like, that is my thing. The only information that we have about this fucker is that I'm supposed to keep the fire hot. Mm-hmm. And he makes winter everywhere. Yeah. So I'm going to arm myself with fire, and I'm going to try to light him on fire when he comes in.
Okay, Taz is like, we have our guns. We need to get to the snowplow, and we need to go after them.
Oh, we're still trying to go to the snowplow. Okay, we're still trying to get to the mall. I forgot.
Well, now they're like, we need to go after them.
Oh, after the clown
get
posse.
The fucking
Got it.
people back.
Yeah.
Jima is trying to light the fire, and they're like, come on, we have to go. Suddenly there's a crash on the roof, and the Christmas lights start flickering, and Christmas music is like in and out on the radio and things like that. But it's more like
oh God.
And flickering.
Kim, that was pretty good.
And Rudy says, it's him.
Oh no.
So they all start putting on their coats and scarves. They are going outside into the blizzard. They are arm linking chain people, like all holding onto each other. So they're one long chain, and they're all starting to go outside. Jima stays at the doorway, closes the door and locks it. Mm-hmm. And Taz is like, no, open up. No. And Rudy says she wants to face him. She's trying to help.
Oh my God.
They're like, okay, let's go. So now inside the house, the wall all along the chimney starts cracking open.
Sure.
And we hear chains. And slowly these weird, long, creepy fingernail hands come out. And chains come down. Ugh. And a big Bullm'n monster Krampus comes out, and Jima's just staring him down.
Yeah, Jima.
And he points one long, creepy, pointy fingernail finger and touches her face, and then a long, creepy tongue comes out of his mouth.
What is with these tongues?
And he pulls in front of him now his big dark. He's basically dressed as, it's like a Santa almost, but in blackness,
like a Bizarro Santa.
Yeah,
got it.
Like there's no belt on. It's just a cloak because he has big bull horny things and I don't know. And so he's just kind of covered, but it's all
sort
black.
of like the more traditional Norse Santa outfit.
Right.
Yeah.
So he pulls out his big dark Santa bag, opens it, and it's all little evil toys laughing. Oh, no. So we're outside in the crazy blizzard. We're outside in the crazy blizzard. We see the snowplow ahead. They hear something. Taz has the shotgun, and he sees the little snow crawly thing, under the ground thing, and he shoots at it. It retreats. But
what?
Do
not tell me it was the dog.
No.
Okay.
He's like, he shoots at it. It kind of goes back away.
Okay.
But at that moment, he decides something. He's at the end of the line. What does he decide to do, and what do you do?
At the end of the line?
Yeah.
Meaning like TC,
they're ahead and he's at the back.
He goes back to stand with his mom.
And what do you do?
I want to say that I would go ahead to the snowplow, but I know me, and I would go back to face the Krampus, thinking that I would be able to face it. I know me.
No points.
Shit.
He tells all of them to go ahead.
Yes.
All of you, keep going. And he's like, I love you to TC. And then keep going. And the little snow thing comes back and he shoots at it and he keeps shooting and then he's out of bullets.
Oh, no.
And then, bam, he's sucked into the ground.
God damn it.
Into the snow.
What was his plan? What did he think he was doing?
He was just saving them. Like, he was like, you guys get to the plow. Like, he sacrificed himself.
Okay. But why didn't he... It retreated. Why didn't he,
Because he knew it was coming back.
It was going to come back. Okay.
He's like, I need to hold it off while you guys get into the plow.
Okay.
So now they're all at the snowplow door. The kids are in front, and then TC, and then Sister Allison behind. Taz has like just gotten sucked into the snow, and they're opening the door, starting to get in. The kids are starting to get in. Sister Allison is grabbed now, and then she's sucked into the ground.
Oh no!
And they're getting in, and Rudy's like, "Mom, come on, come on!" And TC just goes, "I love you," and she's gone into the ground. So now we have Rudy and one twin left. They're in the snowplow. They can't start it. They're like, "Come on, come on, come on!" And then it starts, and then elf gremlins are all around the window.
These fucking elf gremlins.
And they're like, ah! They open the passenger door and they grab the twin and drag her out. Rudy is on the driver's side. He opens the door and hits the elf onto the ground, and that's sucked in.
Okay.
And then it's like a noise has happened again, and then all the elves are gone.
Okay.
So now what does he do and what do you do?
All the elves are gone?
Mm-hmm.
I think he goes back to Grandma. I think he goes back to face the Krampus with Grandma.
In the plow or by foot?
In the plow.
Okay.
I think, because he got the plow started, right?
Uh-huh.
I think he goes back to fucking plow the Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? Well, at this point, if I got the plow working, I'm going to probably go try and find help. Like, everyone is goddamn sucked into the ground. I think I'm going to go try and find help if I got the plow started. But I think Rudy goes back to Grandma.
I'm going to give you 1 point.
Okay.
He gets out of the plow.
Stop it. Don't. Why?
Into the snow.
Why?
And then bam, the Krampus is standing in front of him.
Why did he get out of the plow? He got it started, am I right?
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
And now we see the Krampus, like, inside under all of that has like a weird, creepy old man face.
What? I can't wait to see the pictures of this.
The Krampus drops a little ball in front of Rudy. What is it? Rudy picks it up. What is it?
A little ball. It's a little bell that says Krampus on it. Like, what his grandma got.
And what else? I'm going to give you extra points if you get, or like a full point if you.
Oh, a second
the bell.
thing?
No, it's like together. It's okay if you don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to give you half a point.
Okay. What is? Maybe I'm not understanding.
It is the Krampus bell, but it's wrapped in his ripped up Santa
letter. Got it.
And we kind of hear the grandma voiceover through the winds. When hope is lost and the Christmas spirit dies. And Rudy's just in the blizzard snow. The Krampus is gone. And he hears help me screams and laughter from we think the twin, or help me screams from we think the twin.
Okay.
And kind of laughter. And so he walks kind of ahead into the blizzard and he sees fire and like creepy gremlin monsters, and like it's almost like all of the things are like having a good time.
Like having
it's
a party,
like a fucking
bonfire,
gremlin monsters, a clown, like a bull, like they're all laughing, like it's like little party time from like the little evil monsters, but they're all fucking big and terrifying, and they have the twin. What does he do and what do you do?
Fuck me. When hope is lost. What is the thing that the grandma says?
When hope is lost and the Christmas spirit dies.
They're all having a party around the fire.
And the Krampus is there.
I have a weird idea. I don't know what it means, but I'm going to ring the bell. I don't know that I know what it will do, but I'm going to ring that fucking bell forever. What does he do? I'm lost. I don't know. Help me. Help me. Help me, Kim.
Well, let's just say, does he like run away or confront them?
Confront them, for sure.
So I'll give you half a point.
Okay.
He goes up and says, "Hey, asshole." And Krampus looks at him. And Rudy says, "I take back my wish. I take it all back. Give me my family back." And he throws the bell to the ground right in front of the Krampus. And then that slowly gets sucked into the snow too. Then the ground starts cracking open. And there's all this hot lava underneath. We start to see this one big giant hole open that's like dark fire pits of like the underworld or something below. So it starts to kind of raise up almost like volcano style. Not like super high, but it's like lifted like a, like it's been opened up to, and it's like this just like lava fire hole below. Oh God. And so now that's in between him and them.
Right.
Krampus stands on the top of it, and Rudy runs up to him and he says, "Let her go." And the other creatures are now holding the twin over the edge, and Rudy has like a tire iron, I guess, from the snowplow that we've never seen him bring, but he has it to like attack him, but then he stops and he drops it and he just says, "Please, you can fix this. Give them back." What does he propose?
To take him instead. Take me instead.
And he's crying, and the Krampus reaches out with his creepy long crawl. What am I saying?
I don't know.
Creepy long
nail. Claw.
What?
His creepy long crawl
finger, and he touches little Rudy's ear with his claw finger and laughs, and then they all start laughing.
Oh no.
And they throw the twin into the lava.
You
and
can't.
He's just like, "No, I said take me."
You can't negotiate with the Krampus.
And then the Krampus picks Rudy up and holds him over the lava pit. And Rudy's like, "I'm so sorry. I just wanted Christmas to be like it used to be." And the Krampus drops him in.
What?
And then it's that long backwards fall where you like, it's his back is falling down, and it's like, "No." It's like a slow back fall into the lava where he's just like, "No.
Rudy."
Cut to Rudy's room. He's in bed. Normal looking room. He wakes up and he screams and he falls out of his bed. He looks out the window and it's snowy, but lights are on and it's daytime and kind of pretty looking snow, He goes to the advent calendar and opens up the 25th.
It's
the
Christmas
25th
Day.
of December. Christmas morn. He goes downstairs and he peeks his head around the corner. The whole family's in the living room. The cousins, the uncles, the aunts.
They
the
did
twins,
it. The spirits did it all in one
twins.
night.
The teen KK.
Teen KK's
says
there.
at him like a little teen bitch. About time you woke up.
You fucking bitch.
And Rudy's just like, you're alive. And Aunt Dorothy says, barely, I'm hungover. And the parents are like, are you okay? And he's like, it must have just been a bad dream. And now they're like, let's open up presents. And Jima's passing out hot chocolate and says directly to Rudy's face, Merry Christmas. The moms start handing out presents, and it's very nice, even though they did receive a taxidermied something from Uncle Howie. And, you know, so it's still them.
Right.
Rudy's sitting down on the couch between mom and dad and hugs them and says, Merry Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And he gets gifted a little box with a bow on it. And he opens the bow and he opens the box, and what's inside?
The Krampus bell. Oh, no.
And the parents see it and kind of stare at it.
Uh-huh.
And then a voiceover of all the things that they had kind of said all movie, like every character, just like this, like the whole time, just things start swirling.
Yeah.
And then they all kind of see it with weird little creepy, maybe knowing faces.
Uh-huh.
And they it's just weird. And they cut to the record player and it's just like lively Christmas music. Well,
the weather outside is frightful.
The fireplace is going strong. And we just see the whole family with their faces kind of in a little frozen, maybe creeped out. Creeped out, something weird face. And we're slowly zooming out of the window, out of the house, and see that it's now inside of a snow globe that's being placed down by some weird, creepy Krampus crawl fingers.
Oh, no.
On a shelf next to a bunch of other snow globes in a weird, dark thing room. And then, bam, all the toys jump on screen. And then, bam, they go up into your face. The end.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
We
That's
got
right.
Krampused.
We got fucking Krampused.
God damn. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what the Krampus looks like.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like he's got kind of like a Baphomet kind of look to him.
I don't know what that is.
Baphomet, it's like the Satanic Temple uses it as like their symbol. It's like a weird goat man.
Oh, I would say maybe, yeah.
Like
similar.
a little Baphomet-y.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't that. So I feel like when I hear about the Krampus, it seems really cheeseball-y. And it sounds a little cheeseball-y.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like fucking gingerbread demons.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like bad. It sounds like
enjoyable.
enjoyable.
It's like a horror comedy kind of, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like it sounds like enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, and like, it makes sense that it's by the same person as Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Like, it's in the same vein, kind of.
And also, like, Toni Collette and Adam Scott, like,
they're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they were, when you, like, have actors that are, like, going to bring their A game to something like that, it definitely, like, puts it in a different category, I feel like.
And I was, like, a little bored watching it because I've already seen it. And I don't like watching things more than once.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing it on, like, Christmas or Christmas Eve or something and, like, being so tired because obviously we'd been drinking mulled wine probably forever and was like so tired, and I was like, I remember kind of like being into it that I wanted to stay awake and keep watching it, you know. So since I had to rent this again on Amazon, they had fun little facts that I'll tell you.
Let's hear.
And this is fun for us, that at one point Rudy's like says to the cousins, hey, come eat some of my Halloween candy, and he pulls out the lolly from Trick or Treat.
I love that. Oh my God, I love shit like that.
And also, the original plan for this film was to release on November 25th, but they pushed it to December 4th to coincide with Krampusnacht, a traditional Austrian festival held on December 5th.
Shut
Kim
up.
Burns's birthday.
Kimberfest.
Kimberfest.
Oh my God.
Turns out Kimberfest and
Is Krampusnacht
are the same day. And that day celebrates the Krampus coming to punish naughty children.
Sounds about right.
And Krampus apparently is actually a huge part of like German and Austrian folklore. And in Germany, they have Krampus runs where grown men dress up as Krampuses and parade through the city streets and scare children.
I've seen pictures of it. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
it's
so
really scary
weird.
because like they go all out. Like their masks are insane. You have to see. It's fucking crazy. Total up my points.
I will. So here was a thing that I wasn't sure about.
Okay.
Do we think they're dead or alive?
They're in limbo. I think they're in Krampus limbo, where they're like not dead, not alive. They're just gonna live the same Christmas morning over and over and over again. Which I'm like, fucking kill me. Like, just fucking throw me in the pits of lava.
How do I give you points for your dead or aliveness?
Oh, dead. I would say purgatory is death. Okay, for sure.
So we'll say the Krampus is alive and everyone else is dead.
Yeah. That's what I would say, to be fair. Oh, while you total that up, listen to a promo from another podcast.
Hello, I am Adam Higgins from the Odd Dad Out podcast, where normal is not my specialty. What does that mean? Well, I just can't do one thing now, can I? Every week-ish, I give you a sampling of whatever is going on in my head, whether it's personal stories, rants, ramblings, or just spending a day to nerd out a bit. Plus, I make fun of some weird news stories, and I tell you about a podcast that I think you should check out because sharing is caring, right? So if any of that sounds up your alley, subscribe to Odd Dad Out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcast app of choice, and check out all the past episodes, merch, and all the other fun goodies at oddadoutpodcast.com.
Okay.
And we're back.
Lauren Ketchum Porter.
Yes.
You had the chance to get 37 points.
How many did I get?
You got 21 points.
Shut up!
I feel like that's maybe the best you've ever done.
It's for
you
sure.
were doing a good job.
It is for sure the
you
best
were
I've
staying
ever
alive.
Done. Yeah. I was working really hard.
You were like the Bee Gees.
Staying alive, staying alive. Thank you. I worked really hard.
That was a really good job.
You know who inspired me?
Who?
Adam Scott.
Oh.
I really was like, I gotta stay alive for you, baby.
Good old Taz.
Good old Taz. That was so fun.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, my Burnsy.
Merry Christmas to you.
And Merry Christmas to our listeners and happy holidays.
Yeah,
and
whatever you celebrate, I hope it's wonderful.
Yeah. Pleasant
Sending you guys so much love. And thank you for all your support. We're so grateful for everyone.
Oh my God, we love you so much.
So far, everyone that has like been our people have been amazing that we've been like interacting with online and things like that. Have been like such awesome humans, and that's really fucking cool.
Super cool.
So thank you guys so much for listening. And if you love us, please share. Share and please like review us.
Yeah, rate and review us on iTunes.
That would be the best.
Subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And we hope that you all have an amazing holiday season.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Keep the spirit alive to stay away from the Krampus.
This has been Kim and Ket. Stay alive.
Maybe.
So until next time,
stay alive.
Goodbye.
I just wrote the Three Spirits movie. Again, lots going on. Taking notes very quickly.
Christmas
Carol? Got it.
It's a Christmas Carol.
Okay.